What's going on, everyone? We are installing some brand new coilovers today for the Nissan 240sx, as the coilovers that are currently in this car are really old and they're really blown out and they're in desperate need of replacement. So we got some brand new Fortune Auto coilovers that we're going to be installing into the Blard 240 today. So make sure to subscribe, like this video. Let's get to it. So inside this box, we have a brand new set of Fortune Auto 500 series coilovers. Now, I've never personally ran a set of Fortune Autos on any of my cars. However, I've known plenty of people who have, and over the last few years or so, I've learned so much about Fortune Auto and what they do and how they make their products, which is why I wanted to go with them for the Nissan 240. So I'm super stoked to finally get my hands on a set of Fortune Autos. So without further ado, let's open this up and I can tell you a little bit more about them. So right away, we are greeted by this, which is super cool, and one of the reasons why I love Fortune Auto is that they are hand-built coilovers, and to prove that, they literally have this certificate of assembly, which you see who built them, when they built them, and who they were signed off by, and they include that with your coilover order, which is super sick. It's just a cool thing to hang on to, and it just adds a nice little touch of satisfaction to your new set of coilovers. So as I mentioned before, these are the 500 series coilovers, which is Fortune Auto's entry-level line coilover. However, that doesn't mean that because it's entry-level, you don't get a ton of cool options. Now, Fortune Auto is on their Generation 8 of their 500 series, which, they just keep advancing more and more after each generation, and I love it. They just keep improving upon themselves. So, these are the Gen 8 Fortune Auto 500 series coilovers. You got some, they're just beautiful looking coilovers. This might be prettier than the car, honestly, and it's definitely going to be the nicest piece on the car. So we ended up going with a custom spring rate for these coilovers. We're looking at 8K in the front and 6K in the rear, which should be perfect for this car for what it's going to do. Overall, these coilovers are packed with a bunch of goodies. Number one being the high flow digressive piston that these coilovers have. And is honestly one of the reasons why I believe people love Fortune Auto so much, because you can absolutely dump your cars with these coilovers and still get a decent ride. It's not super ridiculously harsh. That piston design truly does help a ton. And again, one of the reasons why I think, Fortune Auto is such a unique coilover brand. And then the final thing is that these are basically a lifetime product. These are a lifetime coilover. They are rebuildable, they're serviceable. You can even upgrade them to the 510 series down the road if you wanted to. So that means, in a few years, if, I really put these things through their paces and they're starting to wear out a little bit, or if something happens to them, I can just go get them fixed or rebuilt and I can still keep the same set of coilovers, which is awesome considering that the ones in here, they met their lifespan and they need to be swapped out. So without further ado, that's enough blabbering. Let's get these bad boys on the car. Here she is, the old Megan Racing coilover. You did your job. You did your job, but it's time for you to go. So these things were pretty beat. Adjusting them is an absolute nightmare. These threads are all gunked up. A lot of the threads in the body here are all gunked up and kind of messed up, and they're just a pain in the butt to adjust. Like I said, I think the other side is missing half of the locking collars here. So nothing really worked to its fullest potential with these coilovers. So happy to be replacing them. Now, before we go ahead and put the Fortune Autos in, we got to do a few things to them first. Number one is that we have to set the preload on this. Now, they don't come from the factory with a preload set, but they do recommend about a 1/4 inch preload for this specific setup. So we're gonna go ahead and get the measurement here. We basically just measure from the top here to the bottom, and then we move this up about a 1/4 inch, make sure that measures out again, tighten it back up with this Allen key, which is actually really nice, and then we're good to go there. And then second, we wanna compare, I guess, to the old coilover was in there to try to match the ride height that we're at. Now, we're probably going to end up changing it, but we might as well just set it as what it was as a good starting point. So we're going to adjust those few things, and then we're going to throw this in the car. All right, so first things first, we're going to measure what we got here. So from the bottom, we're pretty much right at 7 inches. So we want to go to 6 3/4 for our set preload. So Fortune Auto is nice enough to give us all the tools we need. So we're going to loosen, oh, that's the wrong one. Go go ahead and loosen the Allen key right here. Basically, we're just going to tighten this up so it's about a 1/4 inch closer from where it was. About right there should do it. So let's measure again. There we are, right at 6 3/4. So then we can go ahead and tighten this back up here. I really do like the use of these hex bolts. So now if we want to compare it to our old coilover here, it looks like we have just about 2 1/8 inch between the threads here. So we can go down quite a bit here. So let's try to get that to match as best as we can. We're also going to just take a look at this stuff here just to make sure, because it could be different. So now if we compare this to our Megan Racing coilover, we're about where we should be. Like I said, this will be a good starting point for us. We'll probably end up raising it just a little bit, but this will work for now. So let's go ahead and tighten this down again, and then we'll be ready to throw it in the car. All right, so we got the passenger side front in. It's looking good. Everything looks great. Everything fit super freaking nice. So now it's just really the rear and then repeat on the other side. All right, so let's lower this down. Hopefully we don't crunch our side skirt. Probably gonna make some weird noises. Yep, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Okay, yep. Passenger side is done. I'm honestly so excited to drive this car with the new setup. I can't wait to see how it feels and what the difference is like. Man, it just makes me feel so good that I got a fresh set of coilovers in this car. I called in reinforcements to help me film because I can't get everything, and I found out that like trying to work on cars and film myself at the same time is a little bit of a nightmare. So thank you, Megan, for helping film. So we're gonna get we're gonna get the driver's side done here. We got the car flipped around because it's easier to work in this area than over there. So we just flip the car around. We're gonna get the front in first, do the rear, then we're good. Fine, I'll do it the right way. Oh, by the way, for those of you that always comment, are those Mustang wheels? I'm pretty sure they are, right? They came with the car and they're 17s and they work. Listen, if it's the American VSKF that came with the car and it was free, it kind of gives it a little bit of style, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they're Mustang wheels. It's fine. Yeah. So before we wrap this up here, huge shout out to C. Clark for building my coilovers. Thanks, dude. They turned out killer. I can't wait to drive on them. All right, so the last thing is we got some decals. We got a couple different ones we can do. Dig the silver ones. Black ones look kind of, oh. It's not the exact green. What do you think? The green or the black and white? Or these ones? Because this kind of matches the drift day ones.
Yeah, do the silver because it matches.
You can still see like the leftover spots from all the stickers that were on here before. There were so many stickers on this car. I honestly felt bad taking them off, but like I kind of wanted to start my like own story with the car. And I did save a couple and put them on the side of the toolbox over there. Like the Kansas, was it like Kansas Yeah or something like that? But yeah, kind of want to start my own little story with all the decals and stickers, so.
You like taking off the big booty pinup girl?
No. All right, well, we're changing it up. I thought this one like peeled away like a decal, but it's like all one sticker. We're going with this one. Take stickering seriously around these parts. All right, so the Fortunato 500 series coilovers are in, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I can't wait to get this thing out on the track, and honestly, everything came together just in time. We've got a few more things to look over on this car before we go for the first drift event of the season, literally in just a couple of days. So everything kind of came together at the right time, and I can't wait to go try these things out and really put them through their paces and really see how it changes the car. But I mean, super happy to get these old coilovers out of the way. They have done their job, but they're ready to move on. And we got a fresh set of amazing coilovers in here. And again, I just can't wait to try them out. So if you guys are looking for a next set of coilovers, if you're looking to track your car, if you're looking to show your car and you want it like just absolutely slam, but you want it to ride good, for real, check out Fortune Auto. They make some absolutely incredible stuff. But that's all we got for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to continue following along with the progress of the old Blart 240 and some drift content coming up very, very, very soon, make sure to subscribe, like this video, all that sort of stuff. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. I don't know where I'm going. Stop following me. You can't follow me. No. That's not, I'm supposed to roll out of frame, and I can't do that if the frame follows me.